YouTube, what's going on, man? We back. The three amigos, man. Three kings, man. The three guys. Crucial critics. The best shit popping. I'm the host today, man. I'm your boy Rob.
Hey, y'all already know what time it is, man. Somebody spoke on the critics, and we here again, man. Did we tell y'all we was coming back again? Didn't we tell y'all this fight week? Told y'all we was gonna be back, man. Y'all know it's your boy Tim, man.
Damn right, man. We trying to three-peat. You feel me? You know what I'm saying? We the dynasty in this thing.
All of that good shit, man. All of that good shit, man. Today, man, we're gonna talk about. We're gonna actually give props, man, and just have the conversation about old Bud and Earl, man. You know what I'm saying? Them boys promoting the fight week, and they getting out, showing their face, man, doing their job, man. And we're gonna kind of damn near congratulate them dudes, man, because I ain't see all this coming from them two. They too quiet, man. They straight to business. So hey, man, they giving us what we want to see, but they doing. I'm patting them dudes on the back. They stepping up to the plate, man. Tim, go ahead and lead us off, man. Let us know something.
Uh, man, like you said, man. Those guys doing what they supposed to do. They know how big this moment is, man, and they doing what they supposed to do. Not only, if it's not just for the fight, they know they got to sell the fight too to get the money that they want to make. So they meeting all their obligations, man. It seems like they getting more excited as the fight coming closer. Uh, you know, Earl showing his excitement a little bit more externally, but a little bit more internally. Look like he a little bit more serious, but he, answering all the questions, doing all the obligations that they supposed to. Um, I seen, a couple fans trying to heckle Earl, talking about he's a goldfish. So that was funny. I seen the hot box conversation today with Mike Tyson. I think that was Earl's best interview today, man. Honestly, Mike Tyson did a hell of a job with the interview, man. I don't know if it was because, Mike is already, he's a boxer, or, I don't know, Earl and Mike, I don't know, but it felt like that was his best interview today, man. Mike did a hell of a job on that interview. He kind of gave him some perspective as well. You know how I've been beating the table for them. One of them, they got to be a superstar. I think Mike
Hold up,
Tyson
man. Let me cut
explained
in,
to
Tim.
me.
Let me cut in.
Well,
Mike Tyson, bro. That's a Texas nigga, man. Stop trying to take our nigga, bro. He from Texas, my nigga.
oh yeah,
Stop trying to
straight
take
up,
that nigga, a Texas nigga, man.
straight up. Talk about some Long Island. He ain't from Long Island, man. Come on, he ain't from no New York, bro. Stop that, Mike. I don't hear stop that. But I did enjoy, he was trying to explain, he was trying to explain to Earl, like, all that stuff sells, all the controversy, all the, what I'm saying, all those things. He kind of was trying to tell Earl, man, people eat that stuff up, and that's the stuff that sells. Earl was saying, like Mike was crazy. People always want to be around him. Mike was kind of explaining it to him, like, man, that stuff sells. We know Mike used to get paid. We know Mike used to get
For sure.
paid.
For sure.
You want
He
payday?
know how to
You want
market.
payday?
Yeah, he know how to
You want
market.
payday?
That's a fact. That's a fact, man.
Straight up, but nah, that was a good. That was a bit. I didn't even think that was gonna be a better interview than the Pivot, because the Pivot real good. I like them, but the Mike interview was a hell of an interview. I'm looking forward to hearing Crawford. I'm looking forward to hearing Crawford on his hot boxing podcast, man. But like you said, man, they doing a hell of a job leading up to it. They doing a lot better than I thought they was doing so far. But with this week, man, they done stepped up their game.
For sure, man. I honestly, I feel like, bro, like I'm surprised they cooperating to this degree. You know, being a fight of this magnitude. No, you like we both, or like we all agree on. These guys are usually strictly business type of individuals, and for them to be, you know, what I'm saying, going out and being outgoing and outspoken in a fight of this magnitude, it shows that it proves to me that these guys really want to be, you know, the face and stars of boxing. Which, you know, what I'm saying, I wouldn't be mad at either one of these guys being that, because they put more work in and show more dedication as far as preparing and get in the ring than any other fighters. You know what I'm saying? Um, I. I'm liking all the interviews. I finally finished the Pivot podcast. interview with Bud, man, and Bud was speaking some real stuff on there. You know what I'm saying? And honestly, if Bud had kind of showed this side early in his career, more transparency, I think he would have came off. He came up off a whole lot more relatable. You know what I'm saying? I think he wanted to be like the black sheep too much. You know what I'm saying? Like in a artificial way, but at the same time, he wanted to be loved. So misunderstood is like the biggest feeling I get from Bud. Like I think it's kind of like what Rod was saying, like him trying to articulate and express himself. It doesn't always come out the same. You start feeling like he's, you know what I'm saying, like contradicting himself and stuff like that. But I think he's just a guy he's a complex individual. You know what I'm saying? Earl is at the point I want to say where maybe it's the
Hey, Ron, not to cut you off. You know who Bud after that Pivot podcast, bro. You know who Bud remind me of, bro. Just thinking about, what he was saying and how he grew up and stuff, bro. He remind me of Jarvis, cause I look cousin, man. He remind me
right.
of Jarvis, bro. That's what he say. He used to get into stuff. He used to get a whooping all the time, bro. But he liked to fight. Like he remind me of my little cousin, but it went a little bit different for him. But go ahead, Ron.
Nah, for real though. Like I feel you on that. Just always attracted to something that's gonna get you in some shit. Like, but props to him though. He figured a way, with his mentorship, Bo Mac and all of them, taking them under their wing, mentors, and they helped him get out of that rut, or that not be a statistic. As with Earl. I'm like I said, I like Earl's interviews. I'm more familiar with Earl because of his past interviews. Bud didn't have too many recent ones, with how Top Rank was promoting them. They didn't really do much promoting. Like it was more so when he was on HBO. I got to know Bud with the Roy Jones interviews and the Andre Ward back like in 2019 before he fought Mean Machine. Other than that, he was always kind of standoffish with other people interviewing him and stuff like that. The only thing I really knew about Bud was that like he was like super competitive, and that was pretty much it. You know what I'm saying? Like he didn't really let you know too much more about him. Knew he was a family man. Knew he was super competitive, and it was like that's it. Like, and I'm like, bro, like every time I see him, like people that that he's around, he was showing like more personality. They laugh and they say he a super funny dude. I'm like, bro, he never shows that. So, like I said, I feel like these interviews that they're doing, they're showing themselves, which makes them more relatable. You know what I'm saying, to these fans or whatever, or to the casuals. I would say, the us as hardcore fans, man, we can appreciate, the shit talk and this and that and everything, and we could just appreciate those guys for being themselves. But as far as casuals go, kind of like what you were saying about Tyson, you got to kind of put some bait out there for the casual fans or the casual audience for them to, draw intrigue to it. Because hell, if you done fought 39 times and 28 times, and I ain't seen one of your fights, you know what I'm saying? I'm not gonna go back and check all them shits. I want to know what's going on with this one. You know what I'm saying? You telling me this the big fights, and that's how the casual audience is gonna,
Straight up.
base. But that's how they gonna base they're allured to this fight. They're gonna be like, well, what's good about this fight? I ain't watched all your other ones. I ain't never heard of it.
Bro,
So
I'm gonna attach myself to a casual sport, bro. Bro, the UFC, bro, I don't know nothing about, bro. The only person I know is John Jones, bro. That's
right,
it.
right, right,
You know what I'm saying? If a big UFC fight come, I don't know nothing about it unless
right.
I know Conor McGregor. You know what I'm saying? Why? Because Conor McGregor talk, he put himself out there,
He
bro. You
puts himself out there. Facts,
know what I'm
facts, facts.
saying?
And,
So I
and
just
that's a
want
great point because like over the last 2 years, like ever since like the year after COVID, I've been pretty casual on UFC. I was like I was hardcore at one point until a lot of the fighters started to dip off and go to other venues and stuff because of not feel like they were being represented by Dana White, etc. No politics basically, and that kind of killed my interest in the UFC because it was fighter that I felt like I esteemed him as a good fighter would hop over and go to a whole other platform, and it was just like that's just more so along the lines of them not being promoted. You know what I'm saying? But self promotion is something that you've been speaking a lot about, Tim, and I feel like that's what this is. These two guys are trying to do, and by doing that, much like in the UFC, it's great that you brought that up. you putting your personality and people out there something that they can relate to and they can attach themselves to, even because right now they only attach themselves to you as being a great fighter. In the UFC, a lot of these guys, these MMA guys are actually, like, know what I'm saying, they out in the public way more. They're more people, your people persons. And what happens is these guys lose 5, 6, 7 times in their career and still have a crazy fan base. The reason why, because a lot of these fans attach themselves to these guys' personalities. You know what I'm saying? And
Yeah.
that's how you can carry you can carry your brand on even after a loss, a draw, a bad performance, etc. You still gonna have these fans that's wanting to see your next outing. Like Cowboy, I'm a big time Cowboy Cerrone fan. Cowboy get his ass whooped every damn fight now. I watch Cowboy because I know if nothing else, Cowboy gonna go out there and fight his ass off. And if you come out there playing, Cowboy gonna end up beating you down. Old as he is, Cowboy gonna fight you like a dog. You know what I'm saying? So that's how I feel about everything. Like, I'm just liking how these guys are putting their personalities out there. They're showing different sides of themselves, and I feel like it's just making them more relatable, man. I feel like it's gonna benefit them in the long run too. I ain't mean to be long-winded, Rob. What you got, bro?
Oh man, I'm listening and enjoying what y'all got to say, man. Bro, I'm with y'all, man. I just they they putting their foot down, man. They actually putting a stamp on this thing, man. What they doing this week, which all of us was a little critical of. They was only giving us a little bit, but now they stepping out, man, and they doing their job, man, during this fight week. So, I don't have to really say too much because y'all said everything that I could say, but like I
Did
said,
it
I salute
did
them.
anything stand out to you that you know what I'm saying? Like as far as like with anything you seen this week, or with the the grand arrival, or the this
Man, to be honest, man, I don't want to be boring about it. I just, I look at them dudes, man. I look at what I see is what I expect from them.
I got you.
It's like nothing about them surprised me. What I see from them, I expect already. Both of them dudes from the hood or what inner city, whatever you want to call it, they from that, man, and they don't hide that part of their life.
Right.
They grew up like that, so it's nothing they do surprise me. Nothing they say surprise me.
Right.
I'm more proud of them for getting out in front of the public, man, and talking and showing a different side. But it's nothing that surprised me because they already got that in them. You can see it. You can see how they are. I'm happy that they got out and trying to sell the fight a little more during fight week. But
Right.
I'm
Rod,
just saluting.
was there any interview that you enjoyed, Rod? Was there any interview that you enjoyed more than the other one? What was a highlight for the week for you? Like, was it
Man,
something that you liked more than anything?
it's not the interviews, it's the comfortability that they get with certain people. That's
Right.
what I like.
Right.
Earl was comfortable with fucking Mike Tyson, but he was so comfortable with him, man. He let stuff go that we never heard about before.
That's what I'm saying, though, right? So that makes for a better interview, though, with him being comfortable. Is what I'm saying.
Yeah. I mean, he could be comfortable with Pitt because it's just like Mike Tyson had him. Because Mike Tyson a fighter. That's what I think
I
it
think
got
that's what
out
it
of him.
is.
Yeah,
And
because
you
Mike
gotta
Tyson a fighter.
realize Mike was scrutinized by the public heavily. He was super loved and super hated. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And
And
I think
they can relate to each
you
other a
can
lot.
relate to him on yeah.
So I think that's why you got more out of him from Mike than Pivot. Because it's three of them. Mike cannot outdo. Even though he was a boxer, he can't outdo three of them. But he just can relate so much that Earl don't have no choice but to be relaxed and be able to give more because he like shit.
Yeah.
Whatever I went through,
Talking
Mike,
to
I'm
another
pretty sure you
fighter.
went through it.
Yeah,
You know what I'm
because the
saying?
craziest thing is, the craziest thing is, I think we was talking off the air, was that when he was talking about getting beat up by sparring partners, nobody else would have known to even bring that up. You know what I'm saying? Like, who else known like fighters get get roughed up by some of their sparring partners? They don't say that.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So I agree with y'all on that one. Like, he definitely, it was the relatability to me because it was some things that we found out, about fighters that we didn't even know before Tyson, started talking.
For sure,
Yeah,
man.
exactly, man. Because Tyson make them dudes. He can see it out their lens. People like us who not never been professional. You know what I'm saying? We could have sparred or something like that, but we never been professional, so we can't see it through a professional boxer's lens, and
Right.
see
They
it in these
live that
heavyweight
shit, bro.
fights.
They live it, the ups and downs.
Yeah.
Live
You
that
know what I'm saying? They can tell every moment of being in a heavyweight or just a championship fight. A big mega fight. Tyson he lived the moments. So and the pivot man, they good. It's like I said, it's three of them. So Mike really can't compete with them because with us, it's three different minds, bro. We don't think the same.
right.
We agree, but we can agree and give you three different ways we agree. We don't agree the same exact way. We can agree and give three different ways. Well, I agree with this, and it'll come all back to the same, but it's three different points of view with the same answer. You know what I'm saying? With
Yeah,
Mike,
that,
it's just one brain. It's just one
Right.
brain.
Then
That
it
but
plays.
see, Mike. But see, the thing about Mike too is Mike lived that. Not only did he live the boxer's life, he was on top of the world. You know what I'm saying? Like I felt like Earl was kind of, I don't want to say amazed by him or something, but you could tell like he was a Mike fan. You know how you can't be. He's trying to get to that point to where Mike was, if that makes sense.
right,
So
right,
he was even asking some questions. You know what I'm saying? Because we got to remember, bro. Mike was on. I mean, everybody know it, but Mike was on top of the world, man. Everybody used to come to Mike fights.
right,
All the big rappers, all the legends, man. So, I think that kind of interested Earl a little bit more than two, three football players. Nobody could ever, you know what I'm saying. That's like whatever what I'm saying what your job is. They was the best at your job. There's some things you can't give, that somebody that can live that can give, and I felt like that came out in that interview, because I don't like I never heard. I think Tyrone was telling me about he knew Earl fought came up through a Mexican boxing gym, but
yeah,
who knew how dirty the gym was? How he was saying, or like who knew all of this? Like who knew to ask some of those things?
right. And no, that's real though. Like I said, because it's basically like what we all saying from different perspectives and angles. Like Mike is relatable, and Mike is from the trenches also. Like Rob said, from the inner city or the hood, whatever you want to call it. So
Yeah,
Mike
yeah,
knows all levels of the grassroots of becoming a fighter. You know what I'm saying? And like I said,
yeah,
Mike
for
is
sure.
Mike has been at the highest high in boxing, being the heavyweight, the youngest heavyweight champion ever, and getting into shit outside the ring, all kind of domestic disputes, arrests,
Yeah,
all kind of shit. You know what I'm saying? And he's been at the lowest of lows, in and out of the ring, losing to upset loss. So he knows the ebbs and flows of boxing. And Earl has actually tweeted this before, that he wished that a lot of these older fighters would reach out to the younger fighters or whatever, because it's a lot of he always said a lot of the guys want to talk to them. It's just they don't make themselves available for them. You know what I'm saying? And
yeah,
that's why Earl actually said a lot of guys gravitated towards Floyd and Adrian Broner, because even though Adrian Broner was their age, he had been through a lot already. You know what I'm saying? By the time their careers took off, so they would go to Adrian Broner for mentorship, which sounds crazy as shit right now, looking at what Adrian Broner goes through. But you can kind of understand where a lot of this shit is coming from, as far as these fighters with the going through these ups and downs. And a lot of the sadly enough, a lot of it has to do with politics. You know what I'm saying? It has to
yeah,
do with it has to do with the old mode of boxing being broken, and a lot of these older fighters feeling left behind. And that's a whole nother topic. But that's the reason why when HBO shut down and stuff like that, you have like for instance, my favorite fighter, I always bring him up, Roy Jones, critiquing PBC fighters for saying them guys not fighting nobody, saying PBC guys not fighting nobody, but he was praising top ranked fighters. But top ranked fighters, were fighting only top ranked fighters as well. But he had ties with them from HBO, so he was biased. You know what I'm saying? And they had a disdain naturally, the same way. A lot of people forget. Everybody always looks at the end of Floyd's career when he became Money Mayweather. Floyd was getting a lot of the hate and a lot of the shit that these PBC fighters are getting when he became Money Mayweather. A lot of people were picking against Floyd, saying that he was running from Pacquiao. All of that came from a lot of his peers and Hall of Fame or legendary fighters because they didn't like the way that Floyd's career was being carried and the money that he was making. They felt like they had fought in bigger fights, took more risks, they deserved more money. You know what I'm saying? And I say all that to say it's made a big wedge in boxing, and that's why you getting this shit where you got like fans are picking sides and stuff like that. I always bring it back to like what Tim said, the UFC. That fan base is like, bro, that's one of the best fan bases in combat sports because they damn near, even if you're gonna have favorite fighters, you know what I'm saying? But bro, they appreciate even the lowest of fighters because they understand fighters lose, bro, but they appreciate you for being a fighter. That's what boxing needs to get back to, man. And it's up to a lot of these older legends, bro, to mentor these young guys, bro. Put all that other shit to the side because you felt like you could have made more money, or these young guys are being spoiled. They're making millions. They only got 15 fights and shit like that. Who cares about all that, man? Mentor them, bro. Like help these guys out. You know what I'm saying? Like that could be a way for you to get into into something in boxing where you could actually start a mentorship program or something. Maybe you could start a whole sanctioning body where they're fighting for your title, like we've been talking about. These older fighters don't know how to use their influence properly, and I feel like that's what has affected boxing as a whole because everybody started to instantly
Man, do you
try to be
think they
like Floyd.
care though? Do you
Huh?
think that older fighters care?
That's my point, Rob. And that's why all these younger fighters started to try to be like Floyd because he was more presentable to them. Think about all the fighters that Floyd didn't influence in his generation. Bud talked highly about Floyd. You got Shakur want to basically be Floyd. Devin Haney is influenced by Floyd. Tank, Errol, AB, the Charlos, etc. Bro, like all of these guys, and that's why boxing looks the way that it does right now because everybody wanted to be Floyd because hate him or love him, he was actually a guy that was fucking with these fighters. Like, hey, bro, y'all money Mayweather, but bro, I worked hard. I done this, I done that. You know what I'm saying? And these guys instantly was like, bro, I envision myself becoming successful. Floyd is my biggest image. You know what I'm saying? I can't talk to Roy. Roy don't talk to me because I ain't fight on HBO. You know what I'm saying? Like shit like that. You know what I'm saying? Certain fighters don't talk to me because I didn't do this, bro. It's so crazy. Like that's why I fuck with Andre Ward. I know we going off topic a little bit, but I fuck with Andre Ward a lot because a lot of people don't even know in the amateurs, bro. Andre Ward was the reason that Jamal Charlo got one of his first amateur professional bouts because he bought Jamal Charlo's boxing boots that he needed to get into the fight. He didn't have the money and the means to get it at the time, the kind that he needed. Andre Ward is the one who bought him for the guy. Like it's guys like that. That's why even though I'm critical of Floyd, I respect him because the guy is about boxing. I believe him when he said he wants to make the sport better. Do I believe he gets his ego involved? Fuck yeah. That's Floyd. Duh. Like, you know what I'm saying? That's a no-brainer. But it's just certain stuff that these fighters go through, and a lot of these older guys that's older than Floyd and older than Ward, they just don't get involved with these guys enough. Bud Bud is closer to a lot of these guys with like Roy and all them for one fighting on HBO, but primarily that's really what it is. And so he had the opportunity to be around them more with them, broadcasting his fights and commentating his fights and stuff like that. So that's what a wedge and divide is. You know what I'm saying? As far as Bud feeling like him not getting the credit and this and that and everything. The politics is stupid because a lot of it has to do with a lot of these older fighters, man. They've drawn a wedge, and I appreciate Mike Tyson for actually, you know what I'm saying, being transparent and just being a human being, you know what I'm saying? Where these guys actually want to go to his podcast and everything and talk and be open about shit because they don't have to hide nothing from Mike. This Mike, bro, I done seen him at his high and his low, you know what I'm saying? So you know what I'm saying? Like I said, I know I'm getting off topic and everything, but I'm just saying, like, bro, that it actually makes me want to get back into the sport and get back into digging deep into these fighters like I used to. You know what I'm saying? I kind of got away from that over the last couple of years, but like interviews like this and what Bud is doing and everything, like he did with Pivot, bro. Bro, that's what boxing needs, man. These fighters need to be shown, bro. Bro, we are human, bro. We work hard at what we do. We're not just superhuman mutants that's just giving gifts and talents, bro. We work hard for this shit. You know what I'm saying?
So to me, it sounds like on a to me it sounds like a broader picture of it. Like we've been saying, boxing need a star. They need a star again because they don't have no star in boxing right now. It's nobody really. Like who's the star? You know, maybe you can say Tank, but Tank is not. You know, he's not
And
ready for that.
I hate to say it, and I was gonna ask you that question as far as like what Spence and Earl's team has been saying back and forth and stuff like that. I mean, Tank is. I'm just gonna be real. Tank is manufactured. You know what I'm saying? I see the talent. I know he can fight his ass off, but he's manufactured. Like the way he's being moved, they're angling him to be the face of boxing. It's manufactured. It's the
Yeah.
same way I feel about Canelo, honestly. Manufactured. Canelo is a great fighter now, but when Canelo started getting a lot of this steam and hype and stuff, the man was getting the hype from getting outboxed by Floyd from 12 rounds. Like he literally did nothing. He literally did no better than Stephen Fulton did against Inoue yesterday, except for not getting knocked out against Floyd. That's it. That was the only difference. Like his was worse, probably worse, because he got his ass beat all 12 rounds, and people praised him for that. And I was like, bro, if y'all can't say this is a manufactured fighter, bro, I don't know what to tell you, but put credit to him. He humbled himself, honed his skills, and bro, now Canelo is a dog. He does a lot of bullshit to me, but he's a dog. But to back to what you're saying, Tim, I do believe that boxing definitely needs a face, but it needs somebody to earn that spot. You know what I'm saying? Somebody,
But
and I feel like this is the fight that earns that. This is the fight that earns that, bro.
I agree with this is the fight to earn it, but at the same time, it's more than just earning it, bro. You got to do more. You got to be
For
more.
sure.
You know what
For
I'm saying? Because let's be real, brother. It's only been. I mean, from what I know, I'm pretty sure back in the day, like a guy like Ray Robinson, or back in the day, like I can't think of the guy's name. Man, this was back in the day. The black guy, the first black guy that was whooping the white man back in the day. What was his name?
You talk about not Jack,
Was it
Jack
Jack
Johnson.
Johnson?
Jack
Yeah,
Johnson.
like Jack. Let's keep it real. From what I know, it's only been 3 mega stars in boxing, bro. Muhammad Ali, Mike Tyson, Floyd Mayweather. You know what I'm saying? To
Right.
me, that's been the mega stars
I'm
in
not gonna
boxing.
lie. Joe Louis was a mega star. He wasn't paid like it. Joe Louis was a mega star though. He was like an international like superstar, like for real.
But you see when you have a mega star in boxing, maybe Sugar Ray, but
Yeah,
he wasn't on their level. But
Sugar Ray for sure.
yeah, but I don't think he was on Mike Tyson, Floyd, and Ali level. But he was there. But we all know, when
To
they
be
have
honest,
a
dude,
mega
when it
star.
come to that, bro, I'm gonna cut in a little bit, man. Floyd had his, because the dude was the total package with that shit talking and that brash
Yes,
bravado,
bro.
whatever they call it, bravado. He had
Yeah,
that, and he can back it up in the ring. Floyd
for
had
sure.
that, bro. He backed it up in the ring, man. That he fought. I
Hey,
mean,
on that note, hey, I'm gonna end this right here, bro. We finna go ahead and get a fantasy fight in, bro. That's what we're about to do. So, let's go ahead and cut this one right here, bro. We finna get right back at it, y'all. So, we finna drop this fantasy fight, man, because we about to dive into this shit. Because
let's get it.
this
Let's get it. Let's get
this
it.
one
Yeah.
this one we at our best. So,
I,
we'll be right back with another one, y'all. Crucial.
Let's get it. Let's get it.
Gonna shut it down. We out.
Yeah.